All right, hey everybody, welcome back to Heisei Week. Welcome to our villains panel, where we're going to talk about the villains in Kamen Rider for once, because there's always about the heroes. Let's give the villains at least once, you know? Go ahead and let's do introductions. AJ, you've been dead off and off, so we don't care about you.
I've been on and off. Let's go with Zach.
Yeah. Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Hollywood Zach. I am a co-host of the podcast called Ranger Command Power Hour. I am also a huge Toku nerd, here to talk about all things Kamen Rider because I love Kamen Rider.
Awesome.
Toku Chris, Toku Nation. You saw me like an hour ago. You saw me yesterday. I'm still here. They won't let me leave. That's all. Yeah. I'm excited to be here. Let's talk about the bad guys and girls.
I'm Jam. I was also on the panel a little bit ago. You can find me at a channel called Pronghorn Heroes, and I also co-host a podcast called Tokusatsu World Tour. I'm excited to talk villains.
Nice.
Cool.
I'm Carl. I'm apparently the villain this week, so panel over. That was cool. I run a podcast called Tokudon, and I'm here. What's up?
Awesome. Well, before we get too far into it, let's take care of business. Make sure to head to bluefinbrands.com to look at all the items we have for sale. There's a sale. Yep, it goes till Sunday morning, so make sure you get it. Your stuff while you can. We have some cool things in stock, like we have some Soto Gaim Kamen Rider stuff. I didn't make it first. That actually was a coincidence. I honestly didn't do that.
You knew I didn't. You knew I missed the order on them, and that's why you put them first.
I mean, they're right here.
You got right here. Literally one of each, and that's it. And you're just tempted.
David told me you should put them to the top, just because they're Kamen Rider guys.
Yo, I didn't. We also have dices, which these are going really fast, y'all. So if you want dices, like people are buying them by like large amounts. So,
cannot add more than X number. I guess this will do.
Right. We do have Sengoku Driver CSM. We have the yellow belt version for the ARC version. Silver, unfortunately, is sold out. It was a casualty day one. We have the Charmant Lock seat set. We also have these awesome panda plushies. These are hilarious. They're very limited. Make sure you pick them up. They're pretty cool. Look at them. Look, they're adorable.
Why isn't Kamen Rider Build in his panda rocket form for the panda plushie?
That's a good question.
Because we have to save that for variants. Come on, man.
Premium Bandai, I understand. Okay.
Yeah. It's going to be super premium Bandai.
Tamashi web shop exclusive.
Of course.
And don't forget, you have a chance to get your Team Rider jersey. I think this is one of our first panels where everyone's wearing it. Yeah, there we go.
Hey.
Make sure you get yours while it lasts. This is an official Toei item. It is bearing the logo of the 50th anniversary. We've been asked ever since we started wearing jerseys to make them available. And this took almost a year. Yeah, Carl was the real last push over the cliff. I was like, look,
Jersey boys.
There's a guy named Carl. Please let me do this and he can stop asking me.
And it was like Carl and Jay were definitely like, we should get the jersey. I'm like, I'm all for it.
And then we also have these cool shirts that were designed by American artists. For this, this is our specific just for us. We have a really cool one for Build right here. And like I said before, it says sample. Because someone out there, and you know who you are, keeps stealing our designs, and we don't want these artists to have their work stolen like that. So the sample's on there because of you. You're a bad person. So make sure you get the Build shirts, and we also have a cool Grease shirt too, which it's adorable.
It's a really good shirt. I gotta get me mine before Heisei Week 2 ends.
Yes. So make sure you check out all that stuff, and I think that is it. Okay, so time to talk about some villains. Now, we always talk about the heroes. The villains are a big part of what makes the hero who they are. So we'll start with, I guess AJ. I guess we'll start with you. Mm-hmm. Who is your favorite villain and why?
I know I talked about this just backstage just for like a tiny bit. That there's like a couple of those pure villains that like you just immediately know like they're just villains, and I think one of the top ones for me is like Evil right off the bat is always truly a villain. Even when he revealed who he was and everything, it's just like,
I don't know, I expected, but I didn't expect. And then how his character played out, I'm like, wow, they fleshed him out pretty well for me, and he is a villain. I do see comments with the bench, and I do want to sort of like, and it kind of makes me like, oh, they're right though. The bench. So I will stick between Evolt and the bench for now.
Yeah, the comments are starting to roll in.
There you go. And yeah, like Toku-Punk, you asked what did you miss? We just started talking about the villain, so welcome.
Yeah, definitely welcome. Zach?
I think AJ hit the nail on the head, man. Evolt was so iconic, so charming, so in his whole deception of his initial planning was amazing, and I think he really stands out as one of the iconic villains. And definitely, I think build was all the better for him as the big bad. I would also say I really dug the Sonozaki family in Double. They had a really interesting dynamic that I think is great for the kind of show that Double was, with the whole, more dramatic detective story.
And it's weird because, when you're asking for villain, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes they're a little bit right. I'm like, I kind of get you, villains. Maybe you're not really villains, or maybe I'm just a villain with the same mindset.
It's an existential crisis AJ's having. Am I the villain?
Do I want to destroy the world?
All right, so look, I look at the topics and how we're going to do this, and I can list Evolt as every single one. So he's going to be my honorable mention. I'm going to try to go down a little bit a different pathway, so to speak. Everybody knows my favorite Kamen Rider is Gaim, and I know David agrees with that quite a bit. I have to say my favorite villain, and I will explain why, is a guy that didn't start as a villain, didn't technically finish as a villain, but we're talking Mitsuzani Karishima, Kamen Rider Ryujin. And the reason I love the villain so much is because it's a rare case where we get to see a character start off good and turn bad throughout the series and eventually come back somewhat, not really though, in a redemption side. But you actually get to watch just his mental, the break that he has as things go on, and he can't get over his jealousy of Kota, and he can't get over the fact that, Mai doesn't really like him that way. And it's just, we all know someone who's dealt with issues like that in their life, and maybe in some cases, some of us have dealt with stuff like that, with rejection or jealousy and stuff like that. And it's just kind of crazy in my mind to see someone go through that and also be a Kamen Rider and what could happen. So, thank God those aren't real, right? But yeah, that would be my favorite villain.
Yeah, I will say I have known people like that. They have never killed me though. At least not yet.
Wrong.
Well, did you not just hear AJ a second ago talk about how he sympathizes with some of these villains, and now he's having an existential crisis? I would be careful at the office, David. I'd get Justin and David to watch your back when AJ's around. I'm just saying.
Carl keeps putting it out there also during this week. Hashtag Mitchie did nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
He did so much wrong.
Everything wrong.
Yeah.
He's the true hero of the story.
Why would you side with the obvious bad guy? They're obviously going to kill you once they're done with you.
He tried to kill Kota twice. He tried to kill Kota twice.
Jealousy goes really far.
That's true.
I understand him. Oh no, I'm the villain.
Yeah, oh no. He makes sense. Oh man, Jem?
I think for me, obviously, like we're mentioning, I don't want to echo everybody else, but Volto, great villain. For me, a villain I think of a lot when I think of bad villains, because there's a lot of villains like Dan Kuroto and Gayamatsu who start off as villains that then turn into heroes or anti-heroes or whatever. But I think a villain that I like to think of, aside from villain groups, because I really like the Greeds.
Wait, 1 second. Yes. If you want to avoid spoilers, you should avoid this tree.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, we don't want to ruin Ryder for anybody who's not all caught up. So Just want to make sure we put that out there. Okay, continue.
I was just saying, aside from like villain groups, because I love the greeds from O's, I think all of them bring something really cool to the table, and they're all like never really redeemed. But like one solo villain I love is Sora, Goblin, or no, what's his name? Gremlin from Wizard. I love that villain because he's like evil, you know, like he's not somebody that gets redeemed in the end. Like he's the villain through a good amount of Wizard, like behind the scenes and like playing different sides and stuff. And then it isn't until the end where he gets his moment to shine and gets to be like the bad boss or like, you know, for the final battle, what have you. But he's always the one villain I think of when I'm thinking of like bad villains that never got redeemed. Also like him. And if we're talking like bad writers, like Ozha from Kamen Rider Ryuki is like, he's a badass through and through. So those would be mine.
Nice. I'm going to kind of, again, Evolt, I agree. Evolt's a big butthead. But one of my personal favorite groups in general has always been the Grongi. I actually super love whenever there's like a history and a mythology to anything in Kamen Rider, whether it's like O's, you know, being the old king and all that kind of stuff. Like the Grongi was the first of that. They like made their own language for them. Like that's so cool to me. And just the fact that they put that kind of effort into their like baddie of the week villains, I thought was super cool. And Ndegova Ziva, whatever the bad guy, the leader, I always thought was really cool just because he didn't have like the most in-depth story. He's not the most original. You know, he's just a dude who's like, I'm here to fight Kuga. I don't know. This dude's badass. I'm a badass. Let's do this. So like he's not the most compelling, but I always thought that was really cool. And a lot of it honestly is the Grongi's mythology and everything that carries that. And then he's just like the beautiful like fight scene, icing on the cake. So
awesome. Okay. Well, for me, I've got an honorable mention, and then of course the correct answer. So the honorable mention is Eternal, because watching that guy's stuff, I'm like, I would follow you to hell and back. I would fight for this man. You know. So he's pretty cool. And obviously, I love his memory. Eternal. Just it's something about that.
Then not a villain if you're ready to follow him. You know?
Oh no, I'm down for building it. Like I'm down. Let's go. Conquer the world immediately. Let's do it. But my favorite villain, of course, is Omazeo, because this is a man who he had no great like destiny to fulfill. His willpower made him who he was, and I love that about him. Plus, he's black, red, and gold. So I mean that. Like from seeing him, I was like, perfect, done already. I care nothing about your story. Your looks alone made it work.
I think you're describing like now a hero because you really love like you're like, oh, I really like you. I think he's the hero for your story.
Well, don't forget that the villains often think they're the hero of their own story. So that's just adding fuel to the fire.
Red and gold.
I mean, AJ, you see my backpack. You see my backpack. I have an Empire backpack. So I mean.
We belong in the same boat. There we go.
Vader and the Emperor, they brought stability to the galaxy. That's all I'm saying. So, but yeah, those are my favorites.
You need this. You need this, David. You need that.
Oh, hey, I need that so I can meditate upon it and learn the secrets. So now we all have our favorites, but who do you guys think is the most powerful villain out there? We can exclude Oma, because he summoned the other villains, so we'll exclude him. But outside of him, who do you guys think is like the most powerful out there in Kamen Rider?
Oh, I need a little moment. No, we gotta skip me. You
get 1 second. Go.
I got mine already. I can start.
All right, go.
Let's go.
I mean, it's pretty easy just because I literally just talked about him. Ndegova, he fights the dude who has a nuclear kick. So Kuga wiped out 14 blocks with his kick. I don't know if you guys remember that from the news press. If you're going toe-to-toe with him, you're kind of a badass. So screw time travel. Screw whatever hyperspeed Kabuto nonsense. Give me the nuclear punches and kicks.
Oh, that's funny. Someone said we're not sleeping on Heart as an amazing villain. I actually was going to talk about him when we got to Compelling. Because
that's a good one.
Yeah,
we're not sleeping on him. We're not sleeping.
Yeah,
on
him.
He's
don't worry. We will talk about Heart.
we're gonna get him. We promise.
Yeah,
we're getting there.
Trust me, Drive is my favorite series. Yeah. I wouldn't let the villain group from Drive get away scot free with no mentions.
Right, exactly. Got a question. What are your opinions about Kaiksa?
His final form is dust. He doesn't count.
Yeah.
No,
In
actually,
caps.
you're right. Maybe that's like the only villain I have no remorse for. All right, Kikes, keep on going.
Yeah.
Get to that beach episode.
Oh man. How about you, Zach? Who do you think is the most powerful?
I mean, strictly speaking, in terms of power, Evil was on an interdimensional level, like causing the different worlds to collapse, and Build had to figure a way to get them to combine. And I think that speaks to his power for sure. But at the same time, on a, I think, more personal level of power, Arc from 01, at the end of the series, when it's basically taking over the entire city, and you've got these, mind-controlled robots just wreaking havoc. That was a pretty dicey situation.
Right. Plus, you can't really kill Arc with like a punch or a kick.
And that's the thing too. It's an AI. It can just, this body's destroyed. Jump to the next computer. Yeah. Okay, I'm still alive. What's up? Let's go again. Round 2. Ding ding.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, I think someone over there put like a little comment like Arc is eternal evil.
Right. I mean, to quote the series, it's never over. It's never over. Over. Awesome. Go to you, Chris. Who's your most powerful villain?
I have to go with Evil, and not just for, like Zach said, the interdimensional, galactic, universal power that he had, but he was also one hell of a manipulator in the beginning of the series. I mean, yeah, we get the what I don't even remember what you call it. You get the little influx as get towards the end of the series, where it's like, surprise, he was behind this too, and this too, and this too, which can sometimes cheapen the effect. But if you stand back and look at it, from the very beginning with Banjo and Sento and stuff, it's like that type of power on that level, plus then the overall power he has when he finally gets all his power. Like, yeah, that's like, we're not going to Mars, y'all. We're not going to Mars. Like, just strap NASA. No, I'm just telling you right now, especially if they bring back a box.
Well, wait a minute. Hear me out, though. Is it not worth it if you could become a Kamen Rider?
Yeah. Did you watch Build, though?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But think about it, though. If you get to be a Kamen Rider, it's kind of worth it, all right?
But you got your bro who remembers with you at the end to ride the motorcycle off into the sunset with you. You're fine.
Don't think about the death. Don't think about all the death and the destruction of the entire plane of existence. Don't worry about that. You're a Kamen Rider now.
Or the fact you might die, and you better hope that your friends, revive you on an alternate Earth.
But Kamen Rider.
But it's definitely not worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's funny. Jem?
I think for me, just to not echo what everyone else has said already, I have to go with the White Overlord from Gaim. I thought he was crazy powerful when we met him. And obviously he was in his old age, or, like close to whatever. But I thought he was very powerful, just the way he took care of Sid, like that whole situation was very like, quick, bye. So when I think of powerful villains, cherry jam. When I think of powerful villains, I think of the White Overlord. His name escapes me right now, but definitely him.
I think we've got two big fans here who should remember it, right? Right?
Oh yeah.
I remember a sword.
I was reading comments.
I
was reading comments just now, like this one. And it distracted me for a hot second. Oh man! I mean, yes. He was like, he was also cool.
That was his whole plan of like, hey, I'm gonna release this game, and if you die in the game, you die in real life, and it's like, oh.
The fact that he addressed that as a game, I'm like, dang, I'd fall for it too. I'm done.
That's the most immersive video game ever. You put a thing and you become a Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Literally, the only Gashat I own from X8 is the ride player version of Kamen Rider Chronicle, because I was like, I love the idea that anybody could just go buy this game and suddenly now you're a Kamen Rider.
I'd buy it.
Right? Who wouldn't?
Definitely.
That's true.
Yeah.
I think like the moment they showed like his paws, I'm like, oh, how do we get around this? And I'm like,
yeah, dude. I was like, yo, this man has access to the start menu. Like, yo, this is crazy.
Like I say, someone hold down start and select at the same
L'Oreal.
time.
Oh man.
Up, down, down, left, right, A, B, start.
A, B, select.
There we
Yeah.
Missed opportunity.
All right.
I lost it.
Carl.
Are we? It was Dagova.
he said his first.
Yeah,
Oh, you
Carl
did?
first.
Yeah.
Oh, I
I'll
ignored
pick another one. That's fine with me.
We're
I'll pick
enemies
another
now.
one.
So,
AJ?
but mine, which is better than yours. No, mine is Baron. I think Baron's pretty powerful. Not because he's red and black, but because for my favorite to beat him, that means he has to be super strong, which makes Gaim that much better. So I pick him for that reason. But also, he was an interesting character. He seemed like he was kind of like destruction is all that awaits him. Like that man can never have a peaceful life. But that being said, that makes you pretty strong though. You're always constantly fighting. You know, not through hacks, just through I'm gonna hit you harder.
His pride in his pride in his honor. He was kind of like a popular anime character. I'm not gonna mention. Well, I guess I can because it's all Bandai, right? Like he's almost like a Vegeta of Dragon Ball in the sense that he had pride and honor, and even though he was villainous, like he had also moments where he shined, where he'd smack around another villain and be like, "No, that's not how you do this." Yeah, no, he's sometimes it's the most pride and the most determined that make the strongest villain as opposed to just raw power.
Right, definitely, yeah. And I mean, he was definitely something that Kota had to overcome. It's like we could be friends, we could work together. Nah, homie, evil all day. Let's do this.
Yeah, like everybody was willing to be Kota's friend except for Kaito. He was like, nope. One of us has to die. Like from episode 1 till the last episode, it's just like one of us is gonna die.
It's a blade one for you, Carl.
You took my thing for one of the other topics. We'll get there. I'll get there. I'll get my rant in there. You thought I was coming to this without my rant? Come on.
Oh, wait. On Baron, another one outclassed by a dude in an orange suit. Yeah,
Darn orange suit.
Dang.
It happens like that, man. Goku beats Vegeta, Gaim beats Baron, Agumon beats Garurumon. There's no.
Japan loves their orange, man. They love their orange.
It's a Toei thing. The guy who orange always beats Toei.
Kamen Rider Ghost beat out every other pitch they had that year. It's just.
Dang.
Didn't expect that.
Ouch. But we love Ghost. See, I have the SSC right here. See, I've got some of the icons right here too. Look, see, there's proof. I like Ghost. See, we love all the Kamen Riders.
I love Ghost. I really
see, there
do.
you go. All right, now, so we've gone over who's the most powerful and who our favorite is. But who do you think? And we're gonna exclude Evolt because I don't want people saying Evolt. Who was the most just evil? Just like. Not a good person. Like they're for sure not going to heaven. Like they are going directly to hell.
Other than Kaiksa?
Other than him too. No easy answers here. Go, AJ.
I think like Jem had said earlier, Sora with and as Gremlin is really evil because even beforehand, before he had, become his what's that? Whatever they called again. Before he came to the Phantom, he was already kind of evil, like if you were already evil before you were more evil, that just equals evil. So for me, I think I think Jem is right. Like I think he's definitely one of those evil characters.
Right. People have some ideas in the chat.
It's really hard for me to agree that these are villains.
AJ, I'm worried right now. Oh yeah, Sengoku Ryouma was kind of.
That's true.
He was
kind of playing. Yeah, he was definitely like, I'll be the villain of this. But then he kind of got his comeuppance, so I'm okay with that.
And his name made for a really good driver name too. So
that's true.
Is it
But that's
worth
just
it?
another-
It's like Pandora's box again. Is it worth it? I mean,
That's just another sin to add to Ryoma's list of sins is vanity of like I'm gonna name the driver after myself.
Coming 2023, the Clark driver.
the Clark, yeah.
The guy had his whole spiel like behind the scenes. I'm not gonna say it, but
Go ahead, AJ. Say it. Say it.
originally Clark drive.
Wow, AJ. Wow.
Oh,
It definitely proves my point.
yo! I would never abuse my power. That was a glitch on your hand. On your
My bad.
Mazio of Team Kamen
I
Rider.
think that the most evil villain is. Oh, see, I saw that hand movement.
What was it? What was it?
Go on.
Okay. Who's gone yet? I lost track. Being evil. I mean, being good.
It's on Zach now.
Yeah, Professor Bano comes to mind. Just the way he disregards family entirely because he's mad with power and wants to take over the world with the Roid Mudes, and it's like, dude, you're just the worst. You're going to hell. Like, and I mean, even that fight at the end, which again, spoilers. Sorry if you haven't seen Drive. It's too late. Go watch Drive. But that fight where Go has the axe and he's like, "It said to go for it, didn't it?" And he's just like, "Yes."
That was a baller scene, man. That was a great scene.
Yeah.
No. Drive was really just. It was top quality. I really did like that. That was one of those ones where I was like, let me watch all the movies. I'm invested in these characters. And low key, I would like when it seemed like what's her face, Kiriko, when she was interested in Chase. I'm like, bro, he's a robot. You're the main. The show is called Kamen Rider Drive. Okay, I'm gonna need you to get together. She got together, so I'm like, okay, good. We're good. It was almost not good for a while. Chris.
All right. My most evil villain, as someone I think we're all overlooking, a certain chairman of the AGHS school. I'm talking Chairman Gamo, the Sagittarius Zodiart from Kamen Rider Heisei, because that fool was giving switches to kids, right, to let them die, and then at the end is willing to be like, hey, kids, you're all going to die, but it's okay, because I'm going to space.
So he can talk to the space people.
Enjoy your lunch. I'm not making this up. This is legitimately what happens. He says, enjoy your lunch. You're all going to die. But, so your lives are forfeit for a greater good, which is me going to space to talk to some space gods that I think exist. But, yeah, I mean, willing to sacrifice kids, like, throughout the entire series, too. Like, principals, teachers, kids. Like, it just doesn't matter. It was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that 10 years is not going to go far.
Yeah, no. You have been stripped for 10 years, sir. But he was pretty bad. I did like the scene when they said, we have graduated from you, and I was like, oh, that was pretty good.
I don't know. He's a Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius. I don't know.
Yeah,
come on. The Sagittarius form is.
Oh my goodness.
I have the figure. It's right over there. I should figure art. Beautiful villain.
I am worried to go to the office next now. I don't know now, AJ. You over here.
Here's a cool belt I got you. It's called the Clark belt.
yeah. Just use it haphazardly. Don't worry. It won't turn you into a monster or kill you or whatever, It's funny. Wait, hold on. I see a comment here. Kiriko loved Drive and not... Wow. She loved what? She loved the idea of Drive and not really the man in. Oh my god! Oh,
that's an interesting topic.
No,
don't you take
that W?
She said so. She's like, can you hench again?
Yo! The belt's underground. I can't go get it. No.
Nice Drive.
It was just Steinbelt. It had nothing to do with Shinosuke.
Yeah.
Oh, sad face.
Beep, beep, with the happy face.
Grim's just like, you both realize I'm still here, right?
Right? He's like, nope. Okay, all right then. Jem?
I gotta agree with Zach. I think Bano was definitely one of the most fearless and ruthless. Just so he didn't really care, didn't really give a damn. But I mentioned someone else earlier too, Kamen Rider Oja. His intro was probably one of like the most iconic for me watching like earlier Heisei riders, just because like he's like almost like Hannibal Lecter. He's like behind a cell, he's like strapped, and like I don't know, his whole character throughout the whole season wasn't meant to be redeemed. It was just to be like a badass. So when I think of evil characters, I definitely always think about him too.
Awesome. And Carl?
I'm going to hit you guys with a weird one that kind of bleeds into the next category, but he's also kind of a huge butthead in my opinion. It's Jin, Kamen Rider Alpha. This man creates the Amazons, helps create them, and then makes his life mission to kill every single one of them, including himself. And to the point where when people are like, hey, man, we're just trying to live our life, he's still like, no, I'm coming for you, Terminator style. And then he pops one out and still goes, you're next on the list, my friend.
Oh, it was
Dude's
so
kind of a dick.
But, like, he's not all evil because, you know, when... I don't
likes
spoil
his
it.
wife. That's the only thing he
when they came face to face, it was really sad. Like it was.
David and I realized we're both
the angel painting. It was sad.
It'd be sadder if he didn't look at it and then turn to his child and go, "You're next."
wait, but Chihiro, he sucks. I don't like him.
He does. I'm not saying he doesn't.
He's just not good.
He does that to not only his child, but also the village of the people being like, hey, man, I'm just trying to settle down, take a nap. I know you're here every day. Can we stop just once, please?
I need a breather.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess, but Chihiro did suck, though. So I was okay with that. Oh, God. AJ,
welcome to the boat.
Me as well. Yeah.
Thanks for using the Clark driver.
Yo! Oh man! Please no fan art of the Clark driver being super evil, please.
Fan art.
Oh god! Now let's get to our most compelling villain, and this is what we're going to talk about. I'm sure Heart, like for me, Heart is definitely my pick. Because and you know what? Yeah, spoilers fine. You know you had a chance. Him just asking, "Will you remember that we existed?" It's a very compelling reason where you're like, were you bad? Or were you just thrown in the world full of people who just kind of made you end up this way, you know? But we'll start with you, AJ. Who do you think is, your most compelling villain?
I think, like you've already said, I think even seeing these questions ahead of time, like that's like the immediate go-to answer was like drive like all the Romudes for like Heart, Medic, and like it's just at the end, like you said, it was raining. Also, I'm like, it just added to the effect, and I'm like, oh, it's raining. This hurts. But I think Zach will definitely word it way better than
Zach. The floor is yours. You may.
Well, see, and here I was gonna say that, like, yeah, I agree. Heart, that whole villain group had a really cool dynamic that was very compelling. But I also want to bring a little bit of Metsubo Jinrai into it because, you hurt for Hirobi when he destroys Jin, and you like, this is terrible. And I know we're in Heisei week, but I just had to talk about Metsubo Jinrai too because they were a really compelling villain group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did make you like them outside of wanting to. Kill people.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things is like the groups are really convincing.
They got better. It's okay.
They got better. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, Jin came a long way from episode 1. Like, yeah, I'm killing people. I got guns. To like wearing a suit.
Yeah.
Look like he had a job.
Jin had the glow up, man. Jin had the big glow up.
Yeah. All right, there you go. That's compelling. Chris, I'm sure you're from Gaim, right?
No, I actually have to agree with Heart. With Kamen Rider Drive, and the main reason for that is, unlike most of the other villains that you see on our lists for conversation today, Heart never celebrated the destruction of a Roidmute. Heart was always very upset that they lost another one of their kind. Right. He was a villain only because society said he had to be a villain, right? Because they were Roidmutes, they were unacceptable, they were the villains of the universe. But why? And then I think the compelling thing about it, though, the thing that makes you stop and think is at the very end of the series, they're more human than they are Roidmude.
Mm-hmm.
Like all their emotions are human. Everything. I mean, he was scared to die. He was upset when Medic was gone. I mean, it's all right there. It's a very Drive was such an incredibly good story. The villains, you can tell that planning went in for those villains from the first episode all the way to the end. There was no like merchandise changes or whatever. We need to focus on this toy for. They just had a nice storyline that they were able to slowly develop and make each one of those characters unforgettable. Yeah, no, Heart is. It's very good. Oh yeah. Pallid from Xaid.
Yeah, I kept hoping with Heart. I kept hoping that Heart was gonna like end up being homies with Drive at the end. I'm like, there's still a chance. There's still nope. Okay, well, hey, screw me then.
You had that one. You had the one cool scene where like they all transform together. Tokusatsu style, or the good guys and bad guys all together and transform and henshin or what have you. But
and it's
that ended after that. After Bano was gone.
Yeah, it's like even both Brain and Medic were like. We like Heart because he's compelling enough. We believe in what he believes. And
AJ is able to sympathize with Heart and everything.
Yeah. I sympathize with the villains. This is now just me agreeing to these villains.
And then he's been trying to convince us all stream that Clark is the villain.
See? I'm just misunderstood. He's straight up evil.
David, where'd that belt go of yours?
Jem, who's your most compelling villain?
You guys already talked about him, but I'll just elaborate a little bit more on why I think so. Jin from 01 was my most interesting, or like the one I was most interested in that whole year. Just because like the way they present him at first, he's like a child or like a baby Humagear essentially, and like he goes through his own journey of becoming like an adult essentially. So like I really like that a lot. I also really like Pink Riders. So like his first form Flying Falcon is just beautiful. I love the Force Riser aesthetic that those suits have. So like the pink on it, it's amazing. And obviously Burning Falcon and the Slash Riser are like one of my favorite belts and suits like as well. But Flying Falcon always has a special place in my heart because it's pink. But definitely Jin, absolutely.
Yeah, I thought like also when he did his first henshin, like the Falcon would like cradle him because he's like a child. I remember I saw that. I'm like, that's pretty clever of you.
Yeah,
I see what you're doing. And then even when he goes into like Burning Falcon, like it kind of doesn't even do that no more. Like he knows what he wants. So yeah, I think Jin's a really good choice too as far as compelling.
Awesome. And last, and you know what? You've been throwing my side this week. You are least now.
That's fine. I'll get on my soapbox. Get ready for this. Get ready for it. Here we go.
Here we go.
Gotta stretch out. Hajime, baby. Let's do this. So, Hajime, Kamen Rider Chalice. This dude literally is a villain, loses all his memories, and tries everything in his power to not be a villain again. Inevitably, he falls to being a villain again because the good guys are defeating the undead. And then what comes down to it, and I'm going to argue this too, Kenzaki's really the villain of the series, but that's a whole other thing. But this man, the entire point of the Blade ending is that Kenzaki sacrifices himself to save not only the world, but Hajime, because everything is out of his control. Right? That's what I'm saying, ShadowPika.
Did you have like chat right there?
Kyle brought like a whole group with them today.
I literally rounded everyone up. I was like, let's go, man.
No, we're not.
No, we're talking about Blade now. Yeah, Toku-Punk. Literally, the ending would not have the impact that it does if Kenzaki did not sacrifice so much so Hajime could have a better life. And the life that he worked so hard through the entire I'm tearing up a little bit.
I was going to say, don't cry, man.
It's so beautiful. I really love Blade, guys. It wouldn't have that impact without Hajime. And because he fought so hard through the entire series, that turnaround was so impactful to me. And that's what makes him the most compelling villain. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
And now the announcement for the next Blade
stream over. See you guys later.
Just for Toku, just for Carl.
You brought the Blade gang out to every panel that you were a part of.
That's what I do. That's what I'm here for. Represent 34. 34.
34. There we go.
Twin King form debuts, baby.
Oh, is actually the reason for your number?
That's the number. That's the reason for my number. Yeah. King
Okay, I was
debuts in,
trying to figure out.
34.
I was like, everyone got a cool number for theirs, and I was like, 34. I don't know what that means. But now that you've explained it, that's so much more cool.
See?
There we go. We're here for the Blade talk, so I think we kind of have to just keep going at this point.
The Blade gang. I guess we're talking about Blade.
Doing Blade
Finally,
now.
the
So who's
guy
everyone's
has been
favorite character in
dethroned.
Blade? David, you can go first.
Hey guys, welcome to Heisei Week. We're talking about Kamen Rider Blade.
He's like,
Can
can
I
I pick Can I pick Joker?
Yes, you can.
I actually have not seen Blade yet.
Oh,
Mainly
my
because
goodness.
every time I go to watch it, I'm like, no, but Carl wants me to watch it.
Carl.
So now
It'll
I
happen.
can't watch it.
Just wait till I'm in the same state as you. It'll happen.
Oh God, no. So it's
sounds like a
Anthony, aren't you working right now? This is Anthony. He's also, what is happening?
They have villains. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, let's go for it. Yes, Eternal is. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Eternal's kind of. He's my favorite, but like, what about you, AJ?
I have to think about some movie villains. Let's see. One of those movie villains. I think like even Kabuto. I kind of just like the design of it. I just like Kabuto designs through and through. So I think for like Godspeed Love, like those other writers, extra writers. Even in was it Blade, the one where they had those what's it, a movie? Those ones had like other cool writers in there too, and I was like, man, these designs are looking really good, and I'm all for extra designs. Best Ryuki is still better than Blade. Oh, but Ryuki is still better than Blade. So Toku-Punk, I'd like you to meet Carl.
We're gonna have words. I'm streaming at 8:30 tonight. Eastern Standard
He's got a
Time.
TED Talk. Dr. Pac-Man. Oh my goodness. That's true. Like that guy messed with with Emu at an early age only to cause everything. So
here we go, Carl. This is for you, Carl.
Blade Week.
Right. Toei, we can talk. We'll make it happen. I'll help you out. We'll be good.
I have a best movie villain.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Mega Hex.
Oh.
And you know why? You know why? Aside from the whole like Borg Star Trek like influence, obviously, right? It gave us the best henshin in a Kamen Rider movie, in my opinion, with the Takatora half henshin before going full henshin with the Zengetsu Shin form. You know, where he half transforms without the armor and no helmet on, and yeah, that's it. That's it.
Oh, there you go. Missing Ace. That's what it was called. There you go.
Missing Ace, yeah.
Yeah, those look good.
Awesome. Well, before we go, is there anything you guys want to let everyone out there know? Anything you guys need to plug? Anything you need to advertise? Start with you, Zach.
Just plugging as always. You can catch Ranger Command Power Hour, and we talk all things Power Rangers, and it's usually a really fun time. We got a new episode coming out shortly that actually I have to record some extra content for this weekend. But yeah, other than that, you can catch me on Twitter at Hollywood Zach, or at Zach Lavoie. Hollywood Zach is the name on the. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm confused.
I thought you were Chris.
Oh no! No, I'm Toku Chris, Toku Nation. Go find like the James Gunn stuff and retweet that and like that and engage the conversation, because that'd be really, really cool, because that's important, like really important. Yeah, that's all I got.
Awesome.
I am Jem. You can find me on any social media platform at Pronghorn Heroes. We do a bunch of Toku stuff. We actually started this new series called Heroes Homemade, and Monday we have a Gaim recipe, and I think David would like that one. So if
Go ahead.
Monday, if you're watching this in the future, it'll probably already be out, but Monday we're putting out a Gaim entree. Essentially, it's a dinner that you can make that it was inspired by Gaim himself, the main character. So if you want to check that out, feel free to head over to Pronghorn Heroes on YouTube. And that's
Does it involve crushed cherries?
I approve this.
No, but now a
With a
future
pestle?
episode definitely needs that.
Here I thought it was going to be a fruits basket.
Fruit basket. Oh wait, here we go. Don't say no, just eat more.
There we go.
That's been my motto for like the last few years, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I
think
will
we
give
can
it a shot.
relate.
I think your whole series that you've gone with, like the Heroes Homemade stuff, I think that's like a really fun thing to watch.
Hell yeah,
You've
dude.
done some really good stuff.
Yeah.
Much appreciated.
They're delicious too. I tried a couple when I was there. They're delicious.
Yeah, Carl
Oh,
tried
really?
our butter
Oh,
that we
my
made.
goodness.
Yeah, it was very nice.
They were very good. I'm Carl. I'm the resident Blade preacher, apparently. You can find me on Twitch. I'll actually be streaming in a little bit, actually, in about 2 hours or so. You can find me there, twitch.tv/KaijuCarl. And then on Sunday, we actually have our friends from Henshin Rio that were on during Rider Week. They will be hanging out for a new episode of Tokudon. We're actually going to be talking all things Heisei Week and furthering my love child that is the hashtag Global Satsu movement thing of trying to bring Toku to everyone and putting them on the stage. So that's where I'll be.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, guys, go check them out. Thank you guys for coming on and helping to make Heisei, Heisei Week happen. It doesn't happen without you guys, so we appreciate it. And make sure to come back tomorrow. I believe that's when we're doing the 20 questions, which AJ, I hope you've prepared because you're the one asking the question or answer the question. So if you're not prepared, there's no panel.
You guys will have 3 rounds of 20 questions. You guys and chat will try to figure out the 3 characters from Kamen Rider, that I'm picking. So we'll see if you guys get all 3 right.
And it's not just writers, right? It's just characters, right? So it could be anything. Okay.
Yep.
The Blade is the answer, got it.
And then also, later that day, we'll have a quick panel where me and AJ will talk to you guys about what we're doing for the rest of the year. Now, granted, everything we tell you is contingent on the world not being on fire. So subject to change.
Extinguisher ever.
But we will let you guys know what we plan to be doing for the rest of the year tomorrow. So come back for that. And don't forget, tomorrow at 11 a.m., the Henshin Together 2 video will be up on our YouTube channel, Bluefin Video. All of you guys did a really great job following the instructions. I'm ignoring this. I'm ignoring all of it.
I have the power.
Wait, hold on. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Randy.
I want a pie chart on the time to blade ratio.
Well, we'll see if you guys get it right tomorrow.
Well, you know what we'll do? We'll do a straw poll. You can do like the straw poll, and you can actually share the screen on the straw poll. People can go to the link live and vote. We'll do that tomorrow.
Hey, yeah, that's a good idea. But it won't always be Gaim. AJ is picking them. I'm going to be guessing along with you guys. So it's not always Gaim.
I want to make this difficult for Clark. What hasn't Clark seen?
Someone has betrayed me in the comments.
It's gonna be the villains he thinks are heroes. So
AJ, I need you to write his name down. He is banned from enjoying Kamen Rider forever.
You can come hang out with me, Toku-Punk. It's fine.
AJ, is it Heisei only or is it across all
It can be across all 3 eras.
Ooh.
Dear God. Dear God.
That's a lot of characters.
There's a lot, but I think I don't think
Starfish Hitler got it.
It's funny. I thought about that, but I was like, no, they know me too well for Starfish Hitler, so I had avoided that. Maybe we can just do the Heisei. Maybe we'll just stick to Heisei just because there are 20 of them.
Heisei week.
No, there's 20 of them, 20 questions. So you know what? We'll stick it.
Yes,
You're just gonna do the main riders? That's easy.
No, not just the main riders. Maybe
okay.
Easy Route. Maybe Easy Route might have a main rider, but you guys have 20 questions to guess which of the riders. So,
oh my gosh! But yeah,
just go down the list.
It should be fun. I expect to see the Blade Gang back out here tomorrow for that. AJ, make sure there's no Blade answers if you can. That'd be great.
Well,
it's all Blade. All 3 of them are Blade, aren't they?
gonna have to rewrite these entire questions, these little choices.
Okay. During the next event, and Carl, remind me of this. During the next event, we'll do a whole panel where it's going to be called Kaiju Carl Talks About Blade. It's going to be just him.
Just me.
For an
full
hour.
Screen.
Yeah, full screen for an hour.
I'm going to get the whiteboard with the string and everything. We're going in.
Look, just like this.
Just this. This is it.
60
You guys
minutes.
get this for an hour. What's up? Welcome to my TED Talk.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh. Anyways,
I
guys,
love
it's
it.
been fun. We will see you guys tomorrow. And wait, hold on. No, stop it. I thought we were friends. Until next time, guys. We'll see you later.